Vitaly Polyakov, a 19-year-old serviceman of the National Guard of Ukraine, cuts off the symbol of Russian troops, the letter Z, from a captured armored personnel carrier. He says that this part of the job is the most pleasant, to remove the inscription and repaint the vehicles in the right color.
The guys will paint it, they will draw our flag and everything will be beautiful.
Guardsmen remove captured vehicles to a temporary storage facility for damaged vehicles directly from the battlefield. On special trolleys, it is brought to the hangar and proceed to shipment.
This is a Russian BMP-2 infantry fighting vehicle. Crosses are put right on the battlefield. In this way, we indicate that the vehicle is already ours, and it will be the property of the National Guard of Ukraine of the 3rd Operational Brigade.
Thanks to the so-called Russian Lend-Lease, the National Guard of Ukraine now has its own tanks and infantry fighting vehicles, which they did not have before the invasion. During 8 months of confrontation, hundreds of units of military equipment passed through their hands. For example, this infantry fighting vehicle was recently delivered from Swatovo. It will be put back on wheels and sent to the front line.
This equipment was taken from the servicemen of the aggressor country during the battle. They fled. We had to take it away. We will repair it and will protect our state from illegal attacks.
The Kharkiv collection point also has the very first examples of trophy Russian defense industry, which were seized at the outskirts of the city on February 24th. These are the new KAMAZ and Ural trucks. Colonel Alexander Bohatyryov says they were filled to the top not with military ammunition, but with special equipment for the police, who expected to enter Kharkiv in 3 hours.
The place of deployment where they were captured is behind the Kharkiv bypass. They thought it would be an easy walk to the city of Kharkiv. They would come in and set up their orders on Freedom Square in 2 hours.
Now the Russian Ural truck serves the Ukrainian army and takes both our and captured equipment out of the battlefield.
Such equipment, here we cling to these things, the body springs, and if you want, I'll show you how it lifts.
Now the rainy season has begun, winter is ahead, and it is impossible to carry out offensive operations without tracked vehicles. Therefore, first of all, everything on the tracks is repaired here.
Now you see our repairmen lubricate the bearings of the rollers, then the tracks will be replaced, and then the bearings will be lubricated, disassembled, defected and replaced if necessary.
According to the National Guard, the parade of the Russian abandoned vehicles began during the counterattack by the Ukrainian armed forces in the Kharkiv direction. At that time, Ukrainian forces were replenished with more than 400 units of the so-called Lend-Lease equipment from the Russians. Now Donbass is the main direction where trophy evacuation teams most often go. Reported by Roman Smoler, Natalia Belokudrya, UATV News.